Let's get it. I greet you in our ancient Kemetic language, Hotep, which means peace, Amandala, which means power, power to the people. Good afternoon, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to the God in Action Ministries. Matter of fact, I'm on a different platform. Welcome to the James Anyabwile Spiritual Cultural Center platform. Those who may not know me. And I am the spiritual teacher, aka spiritual awakener of the platform. And I welcome you. I welcome you on this day. I wanted to say Happy New Year's to you. I didn't want to timestamp this, but this right here can be listened to at any time. We do not take your presence lightly. Those of you who may come in today, we ask that those of you who may come in today or this week that you would share this with someone, that someone know that there's a platform that is have our people best interests in mind, all people, but our people in particular. Let me share with you my purpose. My purpose is to inform, not to convince. Not trying to make you believe what I believe, to go with what I go with, but to take the information and whatever once you gather the information, make an informative decision. My purpose also is to encourage you to be more of an analytical and critical thinker, where someone can't just tell you anything, you just run with it because it sounds deep without doing any research, making sure there's facts, there's proof, and there's evidence in what is being shared with you. And my purpose also is to encourage you to open your mind. A lot of us have been trained or raised up with one narrative, and if you hear something that does not line up with your narrative, people tend to reject it or close their ears to it. But I encourage you to keep your mind open, okay? Because you may hear the answer to your prayer or the answer to the question that you may have, all right? You cannot grow if you don't know, so keep your mind open. I want to share that with you. Once again, Hotep and welcome. But the message on today, or the lesson, or the session on today, if you've seen the topic, is experience is a great teacher, but not always the best. It's a great teacher, but not always the best teacher. All right, and that's what I'm going to deal with today. All right, and I hope that you get something out of this, and that it will empower, enlighten, uplift, motivate, encourage your life. Ashe? All right. I think I covered everything. Um, it is said, I don't know how true it is, but I did some research. It is said that this Roman leader, named by the name of Julius Caesar, he was the one who recorded the earliest known version of the proverb, experience is the teacher of all things. Right? And there was a German-born physicist by the name of Albert Einstein. He once said, the only source of knowledge is experience. All right? In other words, both were saying experience is the best teacher. And the subject I have is experience is a great teacher, but not always the best. These men who have coined this phrase, or who have said it was said, that have made these statements, both people, they believe that people learn more from experience than not from having to get involved or undergo or participate in something. That's what they believe. All right. But after this lesson, and I want you to hear and listen to me attentively, all right, and closely. After this lesson, I want you to decide which is best. All right? I want you to decide which is best. Is knowledge the best teacher? Or is knowledge a great teacher, but not always the best? My brothers and sisters, we only have one life to live. And after this life is over on this earth, that's it. Okay? Whatever happens after we leave here, I can't tell you. But we have one life to live. And it is what you and I make it. Life is what we make it. And life is, to me, is about gaining proper knowledge so that it can help us navigate through this cesspool of a world, this hellhole of a world, the dysfunction, the chaos, the violence, and all these other things of the world. Once again, we only have one life to live, and we have to make the best of our life. And once we gain knowledge, all right, it helps us to grow, it helps us to become more productive, help us to become more balanced, stable, confident, and it helps us become more healthy. Not just knowledge, but proper knowledge. I have no problem saying that experience is not always the best teacher, but is a great teacher. I say that because when a person goes through certain things, there are valuable lessons or valuable life lessons that they can learn in the process, right? And there's a saying, like when you go through something, don't just go through it, but grow through it. Don't just go through it, but learn from it. Though it is believed by many that experience is the best teacher, there were things I had experienced in life that I would not wish on nobody or anybody. Have you experienced some things in life that you would not wish on anyone else? Huh? I've experienced some things I wouldn't want no one else to go through. And those experiences I've gone through, you can avoid going through those same experience if you learn from my experiences. We're going to deal with that. Now, a lot of painful and traumatizing things that I have experienced, it occurred after I did what I was warned not to do. So what I'm saying, a lot of the experience that in life I had, it was to my own doing, due to the decisions I made, the wrong decisions. I mean, the negative experience, the wrong decisions I made, the positive experience, the good decisions I made. All right. But a lot of it was based on the decisions or the choices I have made. What about you? I know we can blame other people, why we did this, why we did that, why we did this, why. No, a lot of the stuff that we have experienced in life is to our own, we did it with our own hands, all right, due to our own choices and decisions. I know people who have experienced what I did, and they did not rebound from it. There's a lot of people that went places where I went and never returned. There's people, once again, have experienced things that I have, they never overcame it, nor have they survived it. So now, will it be wise for someone to choose to do the same thing I did, just to see if they'll get through it, overcome it, or survive it? No. No, you learn from other people's mistakes. You learn from other people's experiences. Experiences is a great teacher, but it's not always the best. See, I believe the best way to learn a valuable lesson, once again, is from the process of observation. The process of observation, meaning, I'm repeating this, meaning learning from other people's mistakes, their failures, or their successes, or the downfalls, or the pitfalls, or whatever. From observing or studying other people, you can learn how to avoid those same pitfalls, those same mistakes, or those failures that they have got caught up in, or those things that have trapped them. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Now, what do you call those people who came before you to teach you from their experiences, the good and the bad? Who do we call them? What do we call them? We call them mentors. We call them the African word jegnas, or we call them ancestors, right? They came before us with plethora of experience to do what? To pass it down, to teach us the do's and the don'ts. That's what history is so important. People who came before us, it's so important to follow them. According to our African scriptures found in the Hosea, it tells us this in the book of Hosea. Excuse me, y'all. I want a little bit sleep today. In the Hosea, that's a book written by Malanga Karenga, and it has a compilation of ancient African scriptures, which is 3,000 to 4,000 years older than the Bible, the Quran, New Testament, and Old Testament. And this is what it reads. Page 50, section 2. Follow in the footsteps of your ancestors. I'm talking about your own ancestors. For the mind is trained through knowledge. It's trained through knowledge, not belief. It says, behold, their words endure in books. Open and read them and follow their wise counsel. When it says open and read them, the information that they have left or the way they have lived is their history and experiences. So that's why they is a concerted effort to keep Black people from studying their history. They tell you, oh, that voodoo stuff. They tell you, is worthless. They tell you, is meaningless. They tell you that you don't have a history. Why do you think they're working so hard to remove the 1619 project or the critical race theory? Because what it does, it gives us our information in history and exposes the enemy who came up against us to delete us and to annihilate us and to oppress us. But our ancestors left us great knowledge to help us navigate through this strange, foreign, and this corrupt land. Experience is a great teacher, but is not always the best. I am aware that we can learn from anybody. We can learn from any race of people. But it's fact that no other races or other races of people have ever experienced what Black people had to experience. None. So I conclude that our African ancestors' experience is our best teachers. They tell you to go into the Quran and look at the experiences of the characters in there, or go into the Bible or the Torah and look at the characters in there and learn from their experiences. Well, you can learn from the experiences, and I learned that a story don't have to be true, because you can't take all those stories literally. They don't have to be true for you to be able to extricate some powerful information out of it to help navigate or guide your life. But I'm talking about truth. I'm talking about real experiences. Our African ancestors' experiences is our best teacher. I heard a wise person say, history is best qualified to reward all research. History is best qualified to reward all research. In other words, if you don't know what was, you will not understand what is, and you will be ill prepared for what's to come. Experience is a great teacher, but not always the best. I hope you're hanging with me, and I'm speaking clear to you, because that's my objective. Just look around. Look around. You'll see a lot of people doing all kind of crazy things, dysfunctional things, and destructive things. You see a lot of young and the old alike going through some serious life challenges and life-altering situations due to their choices and decisions they've made. Am I right? You don't even have to just look around. We can look at our own life. But I say, let's look around, because it's not just happening in our life. The experiences that we're having is not just happening in our life. There's people out there having worse experiences. Just look around. But the question is, as you look around and see all these things that people are going through at this time, how they're living, what they're dealing with, what they're struggling with, their troubles, their problems, their situations, their circumstances. The question is, do you think it's wiser to learn from them so you can avoid falling into the same traps that they're in right now? Or do you feel it's wise to make the same decisions they have made so that you can experience the same things that they're experiencing? You think it's wise to do that? Or do you think it's wiser to learn from what they're going to prevent yourself from going through the same thing, or to help yourself to avoid going through those same experiences? Experience is a great teacher, yes, but it's not always the best. I'd rather not be a lesson for others where they can observe me and learn what not to do. I'd rather not be their study. Okay? I'd rather learn from somebody else's situation. Now, I want you to learn from my situations or my experiences when I do positive things. And I also want you to learn from my negative experiences. But I don't want you to think that you can try to do what I did and get the different results or different outcomes. So you learn, you study me, or you study other people, or you observe other people, or you observe me and learn what to do or what not to do, what choices to make, what choices not to make, what decisions to make, what decisions not to make. Now, don't get me wrong, brothers and sisters. I've made some dumb and some stupid mistakes. I've made some bad decisions like everybody else. I didn't come down from heaven. I came up from hell like everybody else. But with that said, if you and I desire to help those we care about and we love, We want to help them to avoid the pitfalls that you and I had to live through. What we have to do, brothers and sisters, a lot of us don't like to do this. We have to start getting real with them. We don't like people to know what our experiences was. They're too painful to revisit. They're too painful or embarrassing to talk about. But if we want to help those we care about and love, help them avoid what we had to experience, we have to get real with them. We can't keep hiding behind our religion. We can't keep hiding behind our education or good education. We can't keep hiding behind our material gain as if we always was this way. We always had it this way. We never had no bad experiences. We never had no traumas. We never had no pitfalls. Now we have to get real with people if we want to help them. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? We have to tell them straight up what you and I had to experience in life, the consequences of our actions, the consequences of our behavior. Because I'm saying that experience is a great teacher, but it's not always the best. And once again, I wouldn't wish what I experienced, I took the negative, the bad stuff, on anyone. So if I and you explain to them what we've been through, the experiences that we had to live through, at least hopefully they'll think twice before they make the same mistakes, choices, and decisions. And that's what getting real with people will do. It'll make them think twice before they make the unwise decisions or make the mistakes. They may even think twice and do it anyway, but they had an opportunity to think twice. And they can never say, no one never told me. Yeah, people say that. They get caught up into some stuff. And you say, well, I told you this before. No, you ain't tell me that. You never said that. Or somebody make these decisions and their experiences, they have undesired experiences. They say, no one ever taught me. No one ever told me. No one never warned me. So now they have to experience. And a lot of times, you ever hear the saying, curiosity killed the cat? There's some times when we experience certain things, we trying to have our children or friends or loved ones or people we care about, we want them to avoid it or prevent it from happening in their life, right? So the more we tell them about to make a different decision or go another way or don't do it, it piques their curiosity. So they start thinking that we trying to keep them away from something fun, keep them away from something good. I've dealt with a lot of people that way. And years later, they come back and say, you know what, I remember when you told me. I remember when you told me this. I remember you told me that. I'm still trying to rebound from what I did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Or did you hear about Bobby or Shanika? They didn't make it. They didn't survive it. Because they was curious. Someone tell them not to do it. Learn from my experience. No, they said, no, I'm going to do it. I want to see what it's about. Because they believe that experience is the best teacher. And once again, I know I'm repeating myself. You can go out there and experience something and won't survive it, won't rebound from it. It could scar you and alter your life forever. So it's not always the best teacher. It's a great teacher, but not always the best. Once you and I begin to look at our negative experiences and also look at the experience of other people as teaching tools and valuable lessons that are designed to foster positive change, we don't have to go out there and repeat them again. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Or we don't have to go out there and experience it for ourselves. And this is what we have to tell our young people, tell our youth. See, a lot of times they think that we old school. We don't know what we're talking about. We too old fashioned. They don't even realize what they're doing, we have done. Maybe they're doing it at another level, but we've been there, we've done that. We got a t-shirt. We have to teach them, continue to teach them, continue to tell them. And sometimes they go through one ear and out the other. But you keep telling them every time you have an opportunity about your experiences so that they can avoid it. Those same ones. But tell them about the good experiences where they can follow those things and be more successful and productive in life. Experience is a great teacher, yes, but it's not always the best. A wise person once said, wisdom is learning from other people's negative experiences so you don't have to experience the same thing. I'm basically repeating the same thing in different ways. So I want this to hit home. And once you hear this message, you take it and you say it the way you say it. Use your own language. Put it the way you put it. But have the same goal to prevent others from experiencing those negative things that you wouldn't wish on anyone else, or have them think twice before they do it. So I would recommend this, brothers and sisters. Let me tell you the story. Everybody have difficulties in their relationships, be it in family, parent-child relationship, boo relationship, spouse and spouse relationship. As a spiritual leader, for the 20 years I've been a spiritual leader, my marriage was going through a lot of stuff. And in the eyes of other people, it was falling apart right before their eyes. It was embarrassing. It was painful. It was humiliating. But I had to keep every week, get up and teach, even about relationships, about finances, about health, and all these different things. I had to keep teaching. I couldn't go run and hide. And one day, the Spirit put on my mind. I said to the people, I said, I know you're observing, I know you're looking, I know a lot of you are talking. But I would advise you, don't talk about me and spread gossip and all these different things. What I would advise you to do and recommend and suggest that you do is observe my situation, study my situation so that you can avoid it. That's what I told them. Because everybody going through something. So stop talking about people. Stop gossiping. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? You hear about their family? You hear about their financial situation? You hear about they sick? You hear about they lost they business collapse? You hear about they lost their house? You heard about their car got repoed? You heard about how we gossip? We talk about people. That's what people do. But if you're wise, I'm going to tell you, like I told others before, don't talk about them. Don't gossip about people. Study them, observe them, and learn from them the do's and the don'ts so that you don't have to experience what they are experiencing or have experienced. That makes sense, right? I call that, once again, learning through the process of observation. Learning through the process of observation. And there's nothing but lessons all around us that we can learn that can prevent us from getting into certain things, experience certain things, making the same mistakes, falling into the same pitfalls, in the holes, making the same bad decisions and choices, choosing to be around the wrong people, places, and things. Observe other people. See what happened with them. See the results, right? Or the outcome and say, you know what? I see what's going on. If I do the same thing, I'm going to get the same results. If you do the same thing, expect different results, they call that insanity. Experience is a great teacher, but it's not always the best. So once again, stop talking about those people. You know you do. Stop gossiping about those people. You got some stuff that people could talk about you about, and gossip and spread it in the world too. Take the roof off of everybody's house. There's always something going on in their house, their relationship, and in their life, and in their finances or with their health. Just study the people, observe the people, so that you can avoid experiencing what they're experiencing if they're negative. If they're doing positive things, observe and study them and use those lessons as a guide to a life of productivity and success. Once again, experience is a great teacher, but it's not always the best. And I appreciate you, brothers and sisters, for hanging with me. Like I said, I'm on like a few hours worth of sleep, and I just hope I was clear on this afternoon, and I hope you got something out of this. And I hope that you share it with someone, because I don't care. Everybody needs to hear this. You're experiencing something. You're either in something, coming out of something, or you're about to go into something. Are you hearing me? Each one reach one. Each one teach one. Brothers and sisters, I thank you. And those of you who are on, I ask that you would subscribe. If you come on later on, subscribe. Please press like. Please share. Please press the notification bell so that when I come on, you'll be notified. And I also ask you to support our channel. The information at the bottom of the screen. Our Cash App at the bottom of the screen. Our PayPal information at the bottom of the screen. Or you may say, hey, I ain't got much, brother. We'll buy you a cup of coffee or a donut. Whatever. Anything is appreciated. And those of you who do bless, I thank you in advance. All right? I hope to see you again, my brothers and sisters. And once again, I told the people on Facebook that I'll be doing all my lessons on YouTube for now. Okay? Trying to build up my platform and reach more people, because I know what I have has great value. Everybody's not going to value it. Everybody's not going to think it's having any worth, but I know my value. And I know I've put the time in to put things together and to teach as the Spirit inspires me. My brothers and sisters, I leave out of here as I came in. Hotep, which means peace. Amandala, which means power. Power to the people. I'll see you next time. Ashe. Hotep, Mike. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I see you're the only one on this side, you know, and I'm just trying to get people out of their laziness. You know what I'm saying? They got to come get the information. I'm not going to bring them the food. So I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And Ashe.